What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike.
Oh, hello there. It's your boy Aaron.
What are you reading, Aaron?
Oh, you know, just a fucking book I'm not allowed to fucking read because otherwise I would gain the knowledge of a certain show that I'm watching and cutting reactions for. So,
Speaking of that show, we're happy to have you guys with us. History and Lore, Season 2.
yeah, this season was crazy. We learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we got left off, and shit's just going wild right now.
Like, there's no common ground between anybody. It seems like the only good thing that happened to anybody at the end of that season was Daenerys.
Yeah.
Because she got everything back and then locked the guy up and buried him, Xenozanthus.
And now she's getting a ship to sail to Westeros.
I hope in this history and lore we learn about Karth.
I think we will.
I'm very excited to learn about Karth because it's like an oasis city. So it's like you go through all that desert just to find this oasis slum town, I guess. So
Yeah, I think we'll definitely learn a little bit about them. We're probably going to learn about, what is it called? The Eastern Isles? Wherever Theon's from.
Oh, more about the Greyjoys.
The Greyjoys.
The Iron Islands.
The Iron Isles. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Or the Iron Islands, whatever.
I think Iron Islands is from Pokemon. I'm sorry.
It's one or the other, yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I don't know about you, Aaron, but I've been fucking dodging and ducking these fucking spoilers. Like
They're coming on every
it's
YouTube
the new
feed.
show, dude. The new show is bringing out Game of Thrones shit, so I just can't watch fucking YouTube anymore.
So we got to give a shout out to our comment moderators trying to keep us as...
Oh, yeah, you guys are great. Also, a quick shout out to our patrons. We love you.
Yep.
Speaking of Patreon, please join us.
We're going to the
Link in
beach again
description.
today. We're going to have some nice videos from the beach today.
You know, get early access to some stuff, full-length reactions, and polls, and get to talk to me all the time, and, you know, all that.
It'll be a good day. We're excited to bring you this history and lore, and we're excited to bring you Season 3. We're going to keep bringing it to you. That's all I could say about that. God bless Westeros, but not really. 'Cause it's not a nice place to live right now.
If I'm going to be completely honest with all you guys, I'm not crazy about these history and lore vids.
Yeah.
I'm...
Give me that heel energy because, like, you know, it's the truth.
The first one was, like, just so boring. And I love this show. I haven't had a boring episode yet from episodes 1 through 10 of both seasons, but that first history and lore
We're
really
excited to bring
bored
you the
fuck out of me.
content. We're not exactly too excited
to record this one today.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're going to get through it and hopefully learn some stuff that'll make it worthwhile. And we're excited to get into Season 3, man. Season 3 is going to be a lot of fun.
So, without further ado,
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Join us on Patreon. Link in description for full-length reactions and more.
don't forget to tip your bartenders, and let's have some fun with this history and lore.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
I would eat at the Stark's table and play with the Stark children. And if my father rebelled again, Lord Eddard Stark would take his sword and cut off my head. It would be his duty.
Wow.
Oh.
So that's something we didn't know that Ned would have to do.
I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, but you had to kind of figure, you know. I mean, look at where the bad blood comes from.
I don't think Ned was like that. Like, I think this
You
is from
think that's
Theon's
just
perspective.
Theon's perspective of it.
Yeah, 'cause,
he
like-
always had that malice in his heart.
I don't think Ned would have killed an innocent boy that he's raised because his
'cause,
father, who's not even
it's a
raising
good
the
point.
boy.
It's a good point. It's valid. Yeah, that is. So then, that's really where the significance from these history and lores come from. It's perspective based.
Yeah.
It's not the information that we need to listen to. Because to be honest with you guys, that's where our trepidation of kind of doing this is. I mean, information is cool and all, but if it doesn't have context, it's just words, you know? So, very interesting that that's kind of what informed Theon to do what he did in the Siege of Winterfell and then, you know, getting bitched out at the end of the season.
King Heron enslaved the Riverlands to raise the mightiest fortress Westeros had ever seen. A castle that could garrison 1 million men, with walls so vast
Could
that
garrison
winters would
1
come and
million
go,
men?
and
That's
besieging armies grew
crazy.
old and grey. Harrenhal could have withstood an assault from all the armies in Westeros combined.
But not fucking
But Heron
dragons.
learned that the tallest and thickest walls meant little to dragons.
You will never survive dragons.
Fly. But Harrenhal seemed such a magnificent prize that Aegon gave it to one of his commanders, whose line then withered to extinction. As would every family to hold it there.
Wow, so Harrenhal's cursed. That's what that means.
When many speak of Harrenhal, their voices drop to whispers about Mad Lady Lothson, who was said to send a giant bat to collect children for her crockpots. and to bathe in blood.
That's
and
messed up.
feasts of
Looking up tits in the
human
crockpot.
flesh,
Yup.
To still walk the castle at night, all aflame.
That's fucked up.
The servants who
That's
went to
why
bed in full
Littlefinger
health
was like
were
Harrenhal.
found in the morning, burnt to ash.
Oh my god.
Mere stories to frighten wayward children and excite young girls, you may say. You would not be entirely wrong. Even then, you can't shake the feeling of desolation. That Harrenhal and its vastness is devouring you.
Harrenhal's cursed.
In later years, as you bury a grandson or a great-grandson, the last of your line, you will know it has.
So Harrenhal's cursed. Which you had to figure it was, because, you know.
Other kings like the Starks could kneel, but Harren was Ironborn, and the Ironborn must be beaten.
Wow.
In Harrenhal, he had the mightiest castle in Westeros, and the army to defend it.
Because of Harren's defiance, Aegon pushed the Ironborn back to our islands and gave the Riverlands to the Tullys. But he did allow the Ironborn to choose who would lead them.
Now it all makes sense.
We trace our descent from the Age of Heroes and the legendary Grey King, who took a mermaid to wife and made war upon the Storm God for 1,000 years.
Blessed by the drowned god, the
A
great king
mermaid?
fought and slew Naga, the great sea dragon, and took her fire for his own.
That's
This
crazy.
history made our ancestors.
I think that holds a lot of significance. Because it almost informs why the Greyjoys truly feel as they do. On both fronts. Not only from the Targaryens, not only from the Lords of the River, but from just about everybody in Westeros. They were overthrown. They had such a mighty grip on Westeros while Robert was young, which I think they're about to explain right now from their perspective, that it informs all of this vengeance seeking. And why, like we said in the first one, why it's so perspective oriented, and that it's not really about the words, it's about the perspective of the person speaking the words, because they're just talking about history, but it's at their own perspective of what they're seeing. So it's like, I don't know who they should be more afraid of, the White Walkers or the dragons.
Definitely the dragons.
Clearly.
If anything that is to be learned about history, it's the fact that the White Walkers have been dealt with in the past.
Yes.
The dragons were not dealt with.
In the slightest.
The dragons just died. Like, they naturally died. You couldn't even stop them if you wanted to. Fuck.
Yeah, dude. It's like, are the White Walkers the red herring? Or the dragons the red herring? I don't know who the red herring is. It's not the people fighting. Because they're going to just keep fighting.
Yeah. That's clear.
But this is honestly, dude, this already is a better history in lore than the other one.
Yeah.
By
sure.
far.
Robert then ordered me to succeed where his father-in-law, Lord Tywin, had failed.
Ooh.
Beneath Robert's fury, I sensed relief. War he could understand. He would smash Lord Balon as he had Rhaegar. I raised Robert's fleet and sailed around Westeros to the Iron Islands.
Stannis.
I set a trap for the Iron Fleet off
beautiful.
Fair Isle.
It's
As
kind of
sailors
changing my
and
perspective on
warriors, the
Stannis a
Ironborn
lot.
are unparalleled.
Shit, dude. After
They're not
Blackwater?
soldiers.
Nah, yeah, but this is
They
just
have no
informing
discipline,
why he was the
no
way he was at
strategy,
Blackwater.
No unity. When Robert came to the Iron Islands, he brought with him the full power of Westeros. Sir Barristan Selmy of the King's Guard led the assault on Old Wick, while I subdued Great Wick, the largest of the Iron Islands. But Robert saved the seat of House Greyjoy, Pike, for himself and Lord Eddard.
Wow.
Robert would later boast of the battle's bloodiness and how he could have torn down the island into the waves if Lord Balon hadn't bent the knee. But if I'd have led the assault, Balon's neck would have bent, under his sword.
Wow.
Because I do not forget. I do not pardon. His time will come. All their times will come.
Pause. Pause. Bro, I mean, dude,
Stannis the
I
fucking
have
man
been
is, bro. I
ragging
don't
on
care.
Stannis for so long, and like, he's Stannis the Manus, bro. I can't even. Did you not hear the badassery?
I don't forget.
His time's coming.
His time's coming. What the fuck?
Nah, dude, I'm telling you, Stannis Baratheon is going to have a real deep-seated root in the events that transpire over the next couple of episodes in the season. I'm already calling it. He already got beaten at Blackwater. He needs to come back and do something. Melisandre's like stooping him with fire or some crap. Like, oh my God, I hate Stannis, but I love him at the same time. I love him a lot more than Joffrey. Notice how we haven't gotten any Joffrey in these history and lores yet.
Because Joffrey sucks.
Yep, Joffrey sucks. T-shirt.
Joffrey blows ass.
The Ironborn do not fear the bloodiest battles or the roughest waves. For the drowned god taught us long ago that what is dead may never die. When an Ironborn falls, we say the drowned god needed a strong oarsman and took him below to feast in the god's watery halls, attended by mermaids. But
These
even
fucking
in death,
mermaids
an
again.
Ironborn
Are there going to be
is a
mermaids
warrior.
in this show?
We fight against the storm god, who holds a castle in the clouds. And
Are there going to be fucking mermaids in the show? Is that what this is telling me?
Probably, right?
Are they going to be hot?
I hope.
Oh, me too.
Probably not, though.
They might be creatures.
I picture them being like Guillermo del Toro type.
He
Like,
slew the great sea dragon Naga and used
Yeah,
her
because
bones
look at that
for
great
his
sea
haul.
dragon.
We do not fear the storm god's winds or his waves. But you should, for they bring us to you.
Perspective. I feel like the Greyjoys are going to bite off more than... Ooh.
Not far behind him was Jorah Mormont of Bear Island, my father's bannerman who earned the knighthood he would later shame, and lords from every corner of the Seven Kingdoms.
Dude.
All day through every
Everything.
I forget that Jorah was a part of.
No, but remember, he betrayed his loyalty
Yeah.
to go help a Targaryen.
In the end, Lord Balon bent
I
the
love
knee.
Robert's, like...
King Robert
elk
generously
armor, right?
allowed
Yeah.
Lord Balon to retain
Like,
his
if I
ties
saw that,
with
I would be
Castle.
scared shitless.
I want to get like a
The price of peace was
life-size
Rustum,
replica.
Somebody in the comments
the
make
only
it.
son of
let
Balon
us
to
know,
survive us. Theon ate with us, played with us, and fought with us. Once the great bond between my father and Robert Baratheon united the realm against a mad king and brought him to justice for his crimes. Now, another monster sits on the Iron Throne, and another debt of blood is owed my family. Theon is my murdered father's ward. I am my murdered father's son. Like my father and Robert, bound in blood, if not by blood, we are brothers.
Karth by Zeno Zano.
We'll get into that, but real quick.
Wow.
Rob loves Theon.
Which is really going to come back to bite him in the ass when all this shit blows up, man. Not good. Not fucking good, man. That's not good.
Yeah.
Because if he finds out what fucking Theon tried to do to Brandon Bricken...
Because like we've been saying, Theon has no proof on the contrary of what he pretended to do. Like, everyone thinks that he killed Brandon Rickon.
But they're still alive.
Yeah.
And
but
now,
like,
but now even worse, the Iron Island people laid waste to Winterfell.
Rob's going to be so fucking
Oh,
mad.
dude, he's going to be so mad.
I don't think Rob has it in him to kill him, though.
I don't think so either.
I think he's too good of a dude. Too good of a man.
That could be another tear-jerking moment right there.
Yeah, also,
that could
like,
really hurt. a lot.
like they just said, fucking Ned only took Theon. I mean, this is from Rob's perspective
Yeah.
again, so it's a little biased. But I like to believe that Ned only took Theon to make sure that he wasn't going to grow up to be another dickhead like his dad was.
Because his dad is a dickhead. Look at what he does.
Look at all he did.
Yeah.
Look at all the fucking drama he caused. For what?
Ooh.
You're fucking Ironborn. Go be fucking Ironborn at the sea, you fucking weirdo. Filch.
Yeah, for real. No, that's not Filch. That's not Filch.
That's Filch.
That's not Filch. Filch is the bridge guy. That's
Oh, you're right.
yeah. That's not Filch.
Yeah. That's the
But
other.
fuck
That's
Filch
the other.
too.
That's the other weird old fuck. I was
Yeah.
mixing the two up.
Yeah, because they look like. Yeah, he's a younger version of Filch.
Yeah, but he's also like, you know,
An
an
asshole.
old creepy slimy
He's-
fuck.
Yo, listen. I like the concept of what the Iron Islands represent. I think it's important to have differentiation and people pride, like a nationalism type pride in your people. But like, if you're just gonna invade for the sake of invading, like, bro,
Because you think you're hot shit.
yeah,
You're gonna
Westeros
get
got
shit on.
invaded by dragons. What are you going to do against the dragons? Nothing. You suck.
And he's lucky he lost then, because if he didn't lose then, he's just going to lose later.
You lose.
You're
Good
gonna
day,
lose.
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
The proud Carthene shook off the yoke of unjust kings long ago, so they are told at festivals by the pureborn, the king's direct descendants who have controlled the 13 ever since.
Ow, Grandma.
There's a spear in me. Except for the warlocks. They alone hold a hereditary seat. A relic from when they had powers, or at least from when the world was younger and more easily duped.
Yeah.
Over the years, we have developed an understanding with them.
Well, they definitely do have some sort of
welcome
magic.
on our councils and at affairs of state, provided they never come.
That's probably the same warlock
Rare
that
is
died.
the
Yeah,
civic
I bet this is
problem
just
that
one
can be
warlock.
solved by cryptic
It's just been one
nonsense
guy
and
forever.
shade of
Well, because
evil.
warlocks can like live forever. dude.
Thankfully,
Even in the realm of
with
D&D, they
encouragement,
have one of the
find
longest
themselves to their
lifespans as a
house of
class
undying.
because the magic constantly
Yet
keeps them
perhaps
alive,
we
but it's at a
Carthene
cost.
are
It's
too
almost like being a true
confined
Sith.
ourselves. I would prefer the greatest city that is.
And now you're going to be stuck there till you're dead.
Oh, another one.
A twofer.
Here we go.
I'm getting what I asked for.
The East is plagued with mystics who claim many dread powers but prove only one. They demand a much
than one.
dearer coin in return for their parlor tricks.
No, it's just the
Respect.
same one.
Oh, yeah, because you can...
Once, the warlocks truly were mighty, or so they would have us believe. I do not doubt they have many secrets. They are an old order, and one does not obtain a seat on the 13, the governing council of Karth, without making 12 of our most powerful citizens afraid to forbid it. They read dusty scrolls detailing their lost glory. They sip shade of the evening, a foul concoction brewed from the nearby trees, until their lips turn blue, the better
Heroin.
to frighten children and the ignorant.
Heroin.
Stewing in their fantasies
Morphine,
like
dope.
an old soldier who drinks alone, so no
I mean,
one
but they
can
do have some
challenge
type of
their
powers.
prowess.
Clearly.
Whatever the warlocks may
Remember
Okay, it's wizard
their
dope.
magic, like
So here is kind of the issue that I'm seeing with watching these at the end of the season. And it's only particularly with that one because it's not perspective based. It's based on a history of things that we already kind of know transpired. Versus Rob and Theon talking about things that happened amongst their own perspectives. Xenozondo Xantatos is just telling the history of the place with no perspective. More or less. With no emotional perspective, so to speak. Vested emotional perspective. So unfortunately, what happens with those kind of things is that if there's no emotional stake, so to speak, in a place or with a group of people, because I know that Daenerys went there and she lost her dragons, and that they were going to die if they stayed in the Garden of Bones in the desert. But at the same time, it's like if we would have watched before we watched the season, we would have been more informed of the place, and it would have had a little bit more significance. But really only with that one. That's really my only note, so to speak, from what I gained from that.
Well, I mean, what we also just learned is that
Warlocks exist?
Yeah, and as far as everybody in Karth was concerned, it was just bullshit. See, like for us, for the viewer, when we first saw this motherfucker, we thought he was doing magic. The whole time, really, every time we saw him, he was doing magic because he was near the dragons, and that increased his magical powers from.
But what are
the
you saying? It
non-existent.
really was parlor tricks and.
No, I think it was the opposite. I think that's just going to show us that everybody in Karth really had no idea what the fuck they were fucking with.
Word. That's true. I'm just saying, for that one in particular, because it really doesn't have a lot of emotional stake situations in regards to the place and the history surrounding it. That's what history and lore does. It makes people really
dude,
tired.
I'm excited to get into season 3. Fuck.
Not bad for former shepherds.
Oh, this is Jorah. We
But
haven't
the
heard
doom
Jorah
fell on
talk
them
about
and
history.
sank their capital into the sea. Now Volantis is the emperor
He's
of
got
all
such a cool
Valyria,
voice, man.
ensuring its flame does
Everybody
not go
does
out
in this
from
show, I feel.
world, as any Volantine
I
will
wish we
tell
talked
you.
like that.
They all
And
do
because you
video
say
game
the same
voice
about
acting.
Pentos,
Yeah, for
he
sure.
sings about Lys, and
Probably
so
because
on.
of the show.
But after enough time
Before.
in the 9
You think
free
so?
cities,
A lot of these guys
it's
were in
hard to see them
KOTOR.
as the Volantines tried to rebuild the empire under their rule. They failed. Not least because the last Valyrian with dragons,
The guy
Aegon
that played
Targaryen,
Jorah has done so
entered
many
the war
voices of
against
so many
them.
different Sith
Now
in
they're
all of those
content to dominate
2000
only
Star
the
Wars
lower
games. It's
classes.
ridiculous.
When a Dothraki Khalasar approaches, They gift the same tribute to avoid the same sacrifice.
Is that Khal Drogo on the horse?
For thousands of years, the disgraced of Westeros have drained east to pool in the free cities, unless it raises its price. Better man
yeah, it is. Look at him.
Man sells for gold.
So Jorah was in Valyria? That's where he was hiding out?
While Robert smashed Rhaegar on the Trident, my men ate the dogs, because the horses had already been devoured.
Oh my god.
While the Lannisters sacked King's Landing, we ate the rats. If the smuggler Davos had not slipped through the Tyrell blockade with his onions, we'd have eaten our own dead.
Forgot that.
But I held the castle until Lord Eddard remembered us and marched to lift the siege. The Tyrells didn't even put up a
Now I kind of get Stannis's like.
I'm telling you, man.
Lord Eddard's victory.
He feels slighted.
Stannis is the only one that did shit by the book and got fucked over and over.
Before I arrived, however, they escaped across the narrow sea. Robert was furious.
Yeah.
He stripped me of Storm's End.
What?
And gave it to that prancing fool Renly, my younger brother.
Wow.
I can keep Dragonstone. Now Robert is dead, and a bastard pretender soils my throne while the realm fills with schemers and traitors. But the rightful king is coming for them all, and I will not stop until I have scoured this land
want
clean
Stannis
of
to win.
abomination.
Wow.
The Baratheons say, ours is the fury. I will show them. Fury burns.
Oh, dude. Well, history and lore is not so boring now.
Stannis?
Yeah. Wow.
The menace.
Dude.
Oh, God. Robert took away Storm's End because Stannis failed to capture the Targaryen kids. Didn't Jorah help them escape?
Yeah.
Is that confirm that in the comments? Because I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of like a little... Whatever's happening right now in the show, I feel like I have 100% grasp on. I feel like I know where the character... Like, what moves are being made as we speak. But everything that happened in the past, I'm still a little, like, wishy-washy. Right? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like
I'm
there's
not
certain
100%.
character placements that I just don't understand, like, how they're... I get that Jorah was there for just about all these things that happened in the war against the Targaryens. But then maybe Jorah liked the Targaryens while the Mad King was in rule.
Well, he probably just didn't want them to die because they were kids.
And he loved Daenerys.
I guess. That's so weird. Maybe that's not why.
I don't know.
Maybe we're wrong. Can you guys please confirm in the comments exactly what Jorah's role was in getting banished? Because I know he did something. I think we've already addressed it. I just kind of forget.
Years before, my father had taken to foster the son of a wartime friend, a minor lord on the Fingers. The boy had arrived at our castle as Peter Baelish. Due to his home and size, my brother soon named him Littlefinger. When I came of age...
Hold up. I didn't know they grew up together in the same house.
Bro. The same thing that happened to Theon happened to Baelish.
Oh, God. Damn, and Kat doesn't trust doesn't trust Theon at all.
Because of that very same reason. Because of Baelish.
She really got no love for Baelish, though, the same way he has for him?
I don't know.
She got no love for him? That's kind of crazy to me.
We about to find out. We about to find out right now, motherfucker.
To me, Brandon was wild and terrifying, never far from laughter or trouble. I loved him with all the fire of a first passion.
Is Brandon Ned?
Much I came to realize as Peter loved me.
Oh.
When Peter heard of my engagement, he challenged Brandon to a duel.
Oh no, maybe
Peter survived only because I begged Brandon not to kill him. I still thought of Peter as family. Now, I wish I had let him die. Only days before my wedding, when I thought to be happy forever, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen abducted Brandon's sister, Lyanna.
Yeah.
Hot-blooded as always, Brandon immediately rode for King's Landing to demand justice.
It is Ned.
Yeah, it's Ned.
Which the Mad King Aerys Targaryen gave him, in his own twisted fashion. The day the Raven arrived with the news of my Brandon's death, I locked myself in a room and refused.
Not
Who the
Ned.
fuck is Brandon? This history
Until
and lore
my
shit
father
confuses the fuck
reminded
out of me.
me
Yo.
of my duty. I was to marry Eddard, Brandon's younger
Yeah,
brother.
I knew that. Okay.
A man whom I had never met, though of whom none spoke ill, or spoke anything at all.
They never loved each other.
I think you were really wrong. Not only about that. I don't think Stannis was the plain Jane one.
It was Ned.
It was fucking Ned Stark the whole time. You heard what she just said?
Mm-hmm.
She said, nobody ever spoke bad about him. Shit, nobody ever said anything about him.
Because he was just plain. He just existed. Wow.
Oh, that hurts a little bit.
Like a lot, dude. I love Ned. You love Ned. Shut up.
Yeah.
You tell me I'm wrong for it. It's the perspective of the show. Tell me I'm wrong. Fucking
Fair.
yeah, like come on.
But what we just learned is that Stannis was not.
Mr. Plain Jane, he was vengeful. I'm gonna kill you real quick.
You're lucky I'm the fucking middle child.
Yeah, bet.
That was his energy. You're lucky I'm not.
No,
the
I
oldest.
feel that. It's just that's crazy. They were really never in love. It was just a union.
Who the fuck is Brandon?
Her love, who died.
But Brandon who?
Who the fuck cares? He's dead. Doesn't matter. It was who they fought or who Baelish tried to win her over with, and it failed miserably. He almost died. And then Brandon went to go off fight in King's Landing, died, and then they got betrothed. It's fucked up. This season, the history and lore, as boring as we called it, now it's starting to get a little juicy.
Robert had won and crushed the Mad King. Robert had lost, but Jaime Lannister was now king. Robert had almost won, but the Mad King had become a dragon and burned King's Landing to ash.
Okay. Who said that? That's an embellishment.
Oh, he low-key did become a dragon because he had the dragon's breath. Remember, the dragon fire,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it was.
Like the snows of winter when they come south, they melt away.
Wow. It was very informative. I feel very informed. Oh, our boy Davos, rest in peace. We don't know if you're dead. You might still be. Yeah, he's got to
What?
be dead. I know. It's just, dude.
Bro, it's dragon fire.
I know.
He got
But
blown off the boat into the fucking. The
I
episode is
wanna
called
see-
Blackwater.
they already
because the
showed
black-
people
that's
getting the
it was
tops of their
done.
heads chopped off.
It's
Like,
done.
Can't we see him burn in the dragon fire?
saw
So
him
at least I
fucking
know.
blow up.
He didn't blow up. He just got knocked off the boat.
An explosion pushed him into water that was covered in fucking
All right,
oil.
let's hear our boy Davos's last
Really
words.
quick. I want to say, damn. So this guy Ned pulled up, married Cat, left to fight this fucking war, and then showed up with Jon, like all back to back to back before Robb was even fucking born.
How fucked up is that?
That's
That's the culture in medieval times.
But like she said, Ned couldn't handle the shame. Couldn't even look her in the eye.
I was very good. Davos of Flea Bottom had run with orphans and beggars, but Davos the smuggler was received by merchants and lords when nobody would catch them. Oddly, the only honest work.
I think I like
came from
Davos because he's a
pirates,
pirate.
like
I
the
like pirates.
notorious, bloodthirsty Salador Sam.
He's just an overall like honorable
An old
guy, I
friend.
think.
He greeted me and accepted my onions with cool courtesy, betraying no emotion, even as all wept. He doled out the food to his wife and each of his men before he ate himself, a portion no larger than any other. When he finally thanked me, I could see his mind had already returned to the castle's defense. His duty. After Ares fell and Lord Stark lifted the siege, Stannis summoned me. For my salvation at Storm's End, I was to be granted a knighthood, a keep of my own, and my son taken into Stannis' personal service. Davos of Flea Bottom had become Sir Davos of House Seaworth, and his son would serve the king's own brother. But for my previous crimes as a smuggler, I was to have the fingertips of one hand taken off above the
I don't think
highest
he's dead,
joint.
bro.
Stannis held that I had flouted the law.
If Stannis is still alive, I don't think Davos is dead. I think he got blown off the boat and he sunk somewhere. In season 3, we're gonna find out what happened to him. I don't think he's
Stannis
dead.
gave my son a future and my family a name, and so many things in this world, but never justice. Until Stannis.
But if you're right, that's another one, dude, where it's like, I really wish that we would have watched this before the season. If he's dead,
But you're
Just
not
think
supposed
about
to.
what that informs. That informs everything. That completely informs why we thought Stannis was a plain Jane idiot. But he winds up being the coolest ninja-type motherfucker in this whole entire show. You heard what he just did. He held that castle with starving corpses.
He said everybody. He said Stannis showed no emotion while everybody else wept, and then even then he gave everybody else food first, all his men, his wife, and then he ate a portion no larger than anybody else's, the smallest portion.
Marjorie,
and then as soon as he said thank you, his mind was already back to, all right, let's get back into it. We made it through that. What's the next problem?
So does this mean that you want to see Stannis fuck up the Lannisters?
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
It like changes everything.
I'm still Team Stark a little bit. I still love Rob. I still love Jon. I still want Sansa out.
But like now we got to
okay.
think Jon's with the wildlings.
But like, what if it comes down? What if it's not between Lannisters and Stannis? What if it's between Stannis and Rob?
Rob's gonna get clapped. You know Rob.
I don't know if I want Stannis to win that. I like Rob. Rob's been earning his stripes too.
Nah, he's gonna get clapped, bro. He's gonna get so clapped. Especially if Melisandre has witch powers amongst all this.
I think Davos has to be dead. I wouldn't say it's a cop out if he's still alive, but I don't know.
We already had the Bran Rickon fake out. Why have a Davos fake out?
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that was more like just to show you
how quick it can go. I was wrong about Stannis Baratheon. He is a serial killer. And I have a feeling he's going to kill just about everybody in this show. Slowly. And painfully. But now it kind of makes sense why Melisandre's hold is so strong. Because Stannis as a person is already so possessed with the thought of needing to prove himself because of all the bullshit that he's dealt with. I thought, oh, like, Ned, he's the best. He's everything. Like, he's going to survive and kick ass. And, like, no, that's like in a perfect scenario, a Disney happy ending, happy story. And that's all bullshit. Now we got to deal with the White Walkers, which we know they're coming, by the way. They're on the move. You saw that migration pattern. They're already on the move. So you have them. You have Daenerys with her dragons. And now you have Stannis, who's probably about to come back and reign like hell on whatever he can get his hands on. Because he wasn't captured.
I don't know, dude. I hope it's between the Lannisters and Stannis, so I could be on Team Stannis. But I don't know if I could pick him over Rob. I love Rob.
Well,
I love all the Stark children.
We're gonna have to see. Marjorie Tyrell, is that
That's the girl that marries. That doesn't marry, but that's the one that professed her love to Joffrey on the finale. Remember? Don't Sansa?
That girl's hot.
Yeah, she's super hot.
She's so hot. And where is she gonna play? Because the Tyrells got fucked by
Renly dying by Stannis.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like she has no. I don't know why she.
Nah, she could have a power play. She's trying to get with Joffrey.
I get it. I understand what she's trying to do. It's the only move she has to have any relevancy. Because otherwise, she's
out.
Yeah, you know.
So we waited. But the lion slumbered, and Robert slipped past the king's forces to join Ned Stark. We could have lifted the siege and deployed our armies north to aid the crown. We could have stormed the walls of the castle.
See, but I've been waiting
and
for
made
their
Robert
perspective on
homeless.
things as well.
But we had ample supplies.
Because the Tyrells have
control
been
of land
pretty
and sea,
irrelevant.
And most of all,
up until the Renly stuff.
When the lion finally showed his colors and purged King's Landing, we knew our cause was lost. My father chose the peaceful route and bent the knee to Robert, who heartily pardoned us. Strange, considering how we'd beaten him and starved his brother to the brink of death.
Wow.
We were to keep our lands. Every flower, even the rose, needs pruning. Then it grows strong.
Wow. So we've been waiting for the Tyrell perspective. And now more on House Tyrell. Goodness.
House Tyrell trace our descent to Garth Greenhand, the legendary first king of the Reach who made the land bloom. But so too does every noble house around us. It seems dear ancestor Garth planted as many flowers as he
Okay,
plucked.
so I already don't like House
A king
Tyrell
should have
because
more
their whole niche
consideration
is
for his
flower
line,
people.
Don't you think?
It's
For
like,
over 1,000
do
years,
flowers
the
win
Greenhand
wars?
sons and grandsons ruled the Reach as House Gardener. The offshoots of his daughters grew into vast and powerful houses
Professor
in their
Sprout,
own right.
I'm going to go to
Except for
herbology
House
class now and
Tyrell.
get 50 points for
We chose
Gryffindor,
instead
okay?
to serve our gardener cousins faithfully as stewards. To manage their
I wonder what that
stronghold of
signifies for her
Highgarden
character.
and the daily affairs of the Reach.
Like Poison Ivy, she's going to try
Is
to...
she like a rose with, like, you know, thorns? Yeah.
She's
Or
gonna,
is
like,
she
And under our
like a
stewardship,
dandelion?
The Reach Aegon, and let us not forget, his sisters, burnt the combined armies of the Reach and Rock. King Mern paid for his misjudgment with his life and that of his ancient family.
I wonder if
In a day,
Khaleesi
the
is
Reach had
going to
lost
let
its king,
other
its
people
ruling
ride the
house,
dragons,
and most of its army.
or if she's just going to ride like one and have the other
Thankfully
two
for
next to her,
everyone,
or if she's going to like
my
have Jorah hop
ancestor,
on one.
Harlan Tyrell had better sense.
I want to hop
Until
on.
the
Wouldn't that be
Maesters
fire?
sorted
Like
out
see
the
Jorah
intel
on one
among
too, like.
Mern's. The other castles and families would then follow, as they had since the Dawn Age.
Targaryens are so lucky
Aegon
that the
had a continent
dragons
to conquer,
came into their
and the
possession.
fertile Reach was too
They're so
valuable
lucky.
to raise. The castle his family had served for 1,000
Oh,
years.
you know what? I bet the dragons
and
like were
made
called
House
to them
Tyrell his
because remember they
wardens
have
of the
special
South,
dragon powers, so I
choosing
guess they're
us
like.
over older, greater families.
I guess
in
it
the
wasn't
Reach.
luck. It's probably
Our
fate.
house thus owed everything
All
to
those
the
stupid
Targaryens.
gods.
So is it any wonder we stayed true to King Aerys, even during his madness?
Mostly a shiny black stone, too brittle for war and too sharp for building. The Targaryens called it dragon glass. I call it useless.
Obsidian.
I call it useless.
But
I
the
love
Targaryens
obsidian.
managed to raise a castle here. But to look west, as Aegon realized, was to see a fertile land.
Wow,
ripe for
so that's what
conquest.
Dragonstone looks like, where the
Perhaps even a new
Targaryens...
Valyria.
Valyria,
No
wow.
good for little else. And I, Stannis Baratheon, am the rightful king of Westeros. Let the usurpers and traitors sit on the Iron Throne. From Dragonstone, I will be the dagger at their throat.
Bro, I'm telling you, Stannis is coming, dude. Oh, shit. Clegane.
Through Lord Tywin's influence, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen kindly anointed my brother personally. A great honor for our family, everyone said. 1 year later, Sir Gregor chivalrously sacked the prince's city, brained the prince's baby, and raped and murdered the prince's wife, winning our family yet more honor from the new king and queen.
My God, the Hound hates life.
Soon after, my father died. When we're done, we'll see how many people still believe in songs and fairy tales.
I love him.
A long time ago, they say, some old southern king enslaved our giants by magic and forced them to build your famous wall. Then he kicked all of my kind to the other side and raised an army to keep us there.
Wow.
And we're the
Holy
uncivilized ones.
We're the-
Wildlings. Might be Sir King was wise. Even a giant can be made to kneel. But only if he wants a better crack at your head.
The wildlings have giants.
The free folk don't follow
Nah,
a
they-
man
that was
because his father tells us.
The other side of the wall.
If the king's son
No,
was
the other side,
brave
our
and
side.
strong, aye. From the time he's woken to the time he's allowed to sleep, he walks the frozen wall, carries frozen stones or boils frozen food. When he lies down at night, he can't have nobody to warm his frozen bed. Well, not unless the crows
How did
like
she
to
know all
nest
this?
together.
I know that she lives on the
he
other side of the
remembers the
wall, but
stories
like,
they told him
does that mean she's always been watching with that
about when
group?
the White Walkers
Watching
woke
what the
and
night
White
wa-
Wolves
the
went
men of the Night Watch
and
do?
how the
Yeah, they definitely have
Walkers
had
watched
eyes on the
theirs
Night's
stop
Watch
them the
for
next
as long
night.
as the Night's Watch have been.
Never mind trapping us on the
Yeah,
other
it's the
side.
White Walker, bro.
We free folk have our stories too. About how one of your king crows found something cold in the woods with bright blue eyes. How he brought her home through your wall and declared himself Night's King.
A Night's Watchman
and kicked us
created
back
the
across the wall, as you always
White
have.
Walkers?
We know how you think. We know where you're weak. Watch for us from your wall if you like. With the cold, you won't even feel the blade slip into your back.
Yo. Jon Snow is about to come back with these wildling bitches?
Maybe not. Maybe she was talking about whoever the new king is.
Nah, dude. It's all ploy. I'm telling you right now. John's about to go in there and try to raise an army to go fight the White Walkers and then try to band people together.
I can't believe the first White Walker was... Well, it was whoever that lady was and then whatever, but it was really like a Night's Watchman.
But think about it. It's the people of the other side of the wall making agreement with the kings on the other side of the wall that the agreement is you guys have to fight the White Walkers and we'll leave you alone.
Is that what she just said?
I'm pretty sure from what I'm surmising. Comments, people, if that's not what it is, but... Wow, dude.
Learned a lot on that one.
That was one of the better...
I don't know how much I absorbed from that.
I did. I absorbed a lot from that.
I'm sure I'll get more on the edit, but...
Wow.
That was dope.
That was a great history and lore, guys. We had a lot of fun bringing that to you today.
Stannis is truly the man.
Yeah, I love him now. I will take my beating for not believing in Stannis a little bit more because he's got what it takes.
He's a fucking
menace. You're fried.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just there's a lot of information in that one that I'm trying to take in.
A lot of critical information. Not like the first one. It was very aloofy with like dream-like lore.
Yeah.
This is just reality.
Yeah, this is what happened. I mean, we got a lot of that in the first one too, but this one's a little bit more
current
and a little less repetitive too.
Yeah, definitely a little less repetitive.
I felt like the first one was really repetitive.
100%.
But anyway, guys, this was cool.
So you know the deal. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit the notification bell. We are super duper excited to get into season 3. So be sure to join us on that. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
History and lore is really boring. History and lore is really boring. So many technical problems. It's so boring. But I did learn today that Stannis is badass. History and lore is super boring. He knows Xanthos is very live with a hot-ass female. Let me tell you, Robert shouldn't have drunk so much wine. Cersei shouldn't complain all the time. And I don't understand why Theon is such a big old bitch when Ned was just trying to help him out and set him up for a good-ass life. But he fucked it up, and so did Robert, and so did Joffrey. I hate them all, let me tell you that. History and lore is so boring. Just want to get to season 3. And history and lore is so boring. I just want to be the king of Westeros.